What if the job offer of your dreams turned out to be a trap set by criminals? Every single year, thousands of people travel to Southeast Asia chasing better jobs and real opportunity. But some of those people never come back home the same way they originally left. Cambodia is a country with ancient history, deep poverty, and now a very dangerous new industry growing inside it. Hidden right near the borders are compounds that look like normal offices but operate like prisons. Inside those compounds, workers were forced to run massive global scam operations targeting innocent people everywhere. Victims from over 40 different countries were deliberately targeted, and billions of dollars were stolen from them. It always started simply with one message: a job offer, a friend request, or a love interest. These were never random scams. Every single step was carefully engineered using deep psychology and extreme patience. This was not street crime. This was fully organized criminal enterprise running exactly like a Fortune 500 company. To truly understand how all of this happened, we need to travel back in time about 15 years. Cambodia opened its doors wide to massive foreign investment, and the biggest investor coming in was China. Sihanoukville transformed completely from a quiet, peaceful fishing town into a roaring gambling capital almost overnight. Chinese money flooded in fast, billions of dollars, new buildings, new businesses, new roads, enormous new power. But ordinary local Cambodians were never really included in this economic boom. They could only watch from outside. Then in 2019, the Cambodian government banned online gambling completely, and all that casino money suddenly stopped flowing. Overnight, billions worth of new infrastructure sat completely empty, but the powerful people behind it never left. They simply pivoted their entire operation. The same compounds quietly became something far darker and far more profitable. Cyber scam operations moved in immediately. Pig butchering schemes, crypto investment fraud, romance scams, all running simultaneously. By 2021, Cambodia had quietly become the undisputed scam capital of the entire world, and nobody was stopping it.
Workers were recruited through fake job advertisements, promising real careers in data entry, customer service, and marketing. But the moment they stepped inside those compounds, their passports were taken, and every exit was locked permanently. They were trained for weeks to build completely fake relationships with strangers online, slowly, deliberately, and patiently. The victim on the other side genuinely believed they had found a real friend, a lover, or a trusted guide. Then came the investment pitch, a professional-looking crypto trading platform showing returns that seemed almost too perfect. It would start small to build trust, then bigger. Then victims would pour in their entire life savings. But the moment they tried to withdraw their money, the platform vanished and every contact completely disappeared forever. Meanwhile, inside the compounds, any worker who failed to meet their daily scam quota was punished extremely harshly. Some workers were physically beaten, others were sold between different compounds like property. This was human trafficking. By 2022, global agencies including Interpol and the United Nations had finally started connecting all the dots together. Investigative journalists began risking their own lives to secretly document exactly what was happening inside those compounds. Survivors who escaped finally spoke out publicly. Stories of forced labor, abuse, and psychological torture began emerging worldwide. Desperate families posted everywhere online, searching frantically for their missing sons, daughters, husbands, wives, and siblings. Governments around the world began issuing urgent travel warnings, and embassies launched emergency rescue operations. Cambodia's government initially denied the true scale of the problem. They called the reports exaggerated and fully manageable. But international pressure grew rapidly. Foreign aid, trade relations, and Cambodia's global reputation were all now seriously at risk. Behind closed doors, local officials were being paid directly to look the other way. Corruption ran extremely deep. The stolen money was carefully laundered through cryptocurrency, casinos, shell companies, and real estate to appear completely clean. Credible estimates suggest these criminal operations were stealing between $12 and $18 billion from victims every single year. But behind every single dollar that was stolen, there was a real human being who had absolutely no choice.
In 2023, everything finally changed when Cambodia launched the largest and most coordinated anti-scam crackdown in its history. Simultaneous raids hit dozens of compounds across the entire country in one single massive coordinated sweep operation. Thousands of trapped workers were finally freed from those compounds. Many had not seen natural sunlight in months. The crime bosses were arrested, and evidence rooms quickly filled with seized phones, laptops, hard drives, and cash. The entire world watched as the scam empire that had operated freely for years finally began cracking apart. Rescue flights carried surviving workers back home, and families were reunited after months of devastating silence and fear. But here is the deeply uncomfortable truth. The operation did not actually die. It simply packed up and moved. Myanmar and Laos quickly became the powerful new hubs running the exact same model with the exact same tactics. And it is getting worse. These operations now use artificial intelligence, deep-fake technology, and synthetic voices for smarter deception. Right now, as you watch this, someone somewhere is receiving a message from a scammer, and it feels completely real. It always begins warm, friendly, and patient because these operators are professionally trained to make every victim fully trust them. The warning signs do exist: unsolicited contact, pressure to invest quickly, and platforms that nobody can independently verify. Cambodia itself paid a very heavy price. Tourism collapsed, foreign investment dried up, and international trust was completely broken. Millions of completely innocent Cambodians suffered enormous consequences simply because they were caught inside the shadow of these criminal networks. Real and lasting reform requires strong new laws, consistent enforcement, and every affected country working closely together globally. This is not only Cambodia's problem. Poverty combined with weak governance creates the perfect conditions for organized criminals everywhere. When crime becomes a fully functioning industry, it needs customers, workers, investors, and physical infrastructure, just like any business. So the next time any opportunity feels too perfect, too fast, pause completely, ask hard questions, and verify everything carefully. Cambodia's story is genuinely not over yet. Real resilience exists there. Meaningful change is possible, but it will take time. If this documentary opened your eyes, please share it today, because someone you know may genuinely need to see this.